change your life in 1 hour? Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What if I told you that in just 1 hour you could change the trajectory of your entire life? What if I told you that in 60 minutes you could break through the barriers that have held you back, ignite a fire within you, and step into a new version of yourself? Would you take that hour? Would you seize it? Because I'm here to tell you it's possible, and it starts right now. You see, most people live their lives waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the stars to align, waiting for someone or something to save them. But here's the truth. The moment you're waiting for doesn't exist. The power to change your life isn't out there somewhere. It's inside of you. And in 1 hour, you can tap into that power and create a shift so profound that your life will never be the same. So how do we do it? How do we change our lives in just 1 hour? It starts with decision. Every great change begins with a decision. A moment where you say, enough is enough. I'm done settling. I'm done playing small. I'm ready for more. That decision is the spark, and once you make it, everything changes. But here's the thing. Decisions without action are just dreams. So in this hour, we're not just going to decide, we're going to act. We're going to take massive, purposeful action, because action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. First, we're going to get crystal clear on what you want. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your ideal life. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Who are you in that life? Don't hold back. This is your vision, your dream, your destiny. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Claim it as yours, because clarity is power. When you know what you want, the universe conspires to help you achieve it. Next, we're going to identify the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. Those stories you've been telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it, it's too late for me, those are lies. And in this hour, we're going to crush them. Replace those lies with truths. I am capable. I am worthy. I am unstoppable. Say it until you believe it, because your beliefs shape your reality, and when you change your beliefs, you change your life. Now, here's where the magic happens. We're going to take one massive action step right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to move you forward. Send that email, make that call, sign up for that course. Take the first step, and the universe will take the next. Momentum is everything. Once you start, you'll gain the confidence and clarity to keep going. And finally, we're going to anchor this moment in gratitude and celebration. Celebrate the fact that you showed up for yourself today. Celebrate the courage it took to say, I'm ready for more. Gratitude amplifies everything. It shifts your energy, raises your vibration, and attracts more of what you want into your life. So here's my challenge to you. Give me 1 hour, just 1 hour, decide, act, believe. And watch as your life begins to transform. Because the truth is, you don't need more time, you don't need more resources, you don't need permission. You just need to decide that this hour matters, that you matter. This is your moment, this is your hour. Take it, own it, live it, and remember, the life you've always wanted isn't just possible, it's waiting for you. Let's go make it happen. Transformation begins with a single unwavering decision. This is where it all starts. The moment you decide that enough is enough, that you're no longer willing to settle for less than you deserve, and that you're ready to take control of your life. A decision is not just a thought or a fleeting wish. It's a commitment, a burning resolve that fuels action and propels you forward. Think about it. Every great achievement in history, every breakthrough, every life-changing moment began with someone making a decision. They didn't wait for the perfect conditions or for someone else to give them permission. They simply decided that they were going to make it happen, no matter what. But here's the thing about decisions. They require courage. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone, to keep doing what you've always done, even if it's not serving you. Change is uncomfortable, it's uncertain. It requires you to step into the unknown and face your fears head on. But that's where the magic happens. When you decide to take that leap, to go all in on yourself and your dreams, you activate a force within you that is unstoppable. You tap into a reservoir of strength, resilience, and determination that you didn't even know you had. A decision is also about taking responsibility. It's about recognizing that you are the creator of your life, that you have the power to shape your reality. So many people live as if they're victims of circumstance, as if life is something that happens to them rather than something they can influence. But the truth is, you are not a passive bystander in your own life. You are the author of your story. And when you decide to take ownership of that role, everything changes. You stop blaming others, stop making excuses, and start taking action. You realize that you have the power to create the life you want no matter where you're starting from. Making a decision also means letting go of what's holding you back. It means releasing the past, the regrets, the mistakes, and the failures that have been weighing you down. It means forgiving yourself and others and choosing to move forward with a clean slate. This isn't always easy, but it's necessary. You can't create a new future if you're still clinging to the past. So when you make that decision, you're also making a commitment to let go of anything that no longer serves you. You're choosing to focus on what's possible rather than what's been. Another critical aspect of decision making is clarity. When you decide, you need to be crystal clear about what you're deciding for. What do you want? What does success look like for you? What kind of life do you want to create? Without clarity, a decision is just a vague intention, and vague intentions don't lead to meaningful change. So take the time to get clear on your vision. Write it down. Visualize it. Feel it as if it's already happening. The more vivid and detailed your vision, the more powerful your decision will be. Once you've made that decision, it's important to commit to it fully. Half-hearted decisions lead to half-hearted results. You can't kind of want something and expect to achieve it. You have to want it with every fiber of your being. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes, to go all in, to give it everything you've got. This level of commitment is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who just dream about them. It separates those who achieve their dreams from those who just dream about them. It's what turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. A decision also requires faith. You have to believe in yourself and in the possibility of what you're creating, even when you can't see the full picture yet. You have to trust that as long as you keep moving forward, the path will reveal itself. This doesn't mean you won't face challenges or setbacks along the way. You will. But when you've made a firm decision, those obstacles become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. They become opportunities to learn, grow, and become stronger. Another key element of decision making is alignment. When you make a decision, it's not just about what you're choosing to do, it's also about who you're choosing to be. Your decision should align with your values, your purpose, and your vision for your life. It should feel authentic and true to who you are. When your decisions are aligned with your core self, they carry a sense of integrity and power that propels you forward with confidence and clarity. It's also important to recognize that a decision is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. You have to recommit to your decision every single day. You have to wake up each morning and choose to stay on the path you've set for yourself, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when you're tempted to give up. So this is where discipline comes in. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. It's what helps you stay true to your decision no matter what. A decision also requires you to take risks. You have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone and try new things. You have to be willing to fail, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. Because the truth is, there's no growth without risk. If you're not willing to take risks, you're not really making a decision to change your life. You're just staying stuck in the same place, hoping that something will magically change on its own. But that's not how life works. You have to be willing to take the leap, to trust that the net will appear. Another important aspect of decision making is focus. When you make a decision, you have to focus all your energy and attention on what you're trying to achieve. You can't let distractions or doubts pull you off course. You have to stay laser focused on your goal and do whatever it takes to move closer to it every single day. This might mean saying no to things that don't align with your vision, or cutting out habits and behaviors that are holding you back. It might mean making sacrifices in the short term for the sake of long-term success. But when you're focused, you create momentum, and momentum is what drives you toward your goals. A decision also requires you to surround yourself with the right people. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so if you want to change your life, you need to surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and support you in your journey. This might mean letting go of relationships that no longer serve you, or seeking out new connections with people who share your vision and values. When you're surrounded by the right people, you'll find that your decision becomes easier to stick to because you'll have a support system that encourages and uplifts you. Finally, a decision is about taking action. It's not enough to just think about what you want or to talk about it. You have to take massive, purposeful action toward your goals. Action is what turns your decision into reality. It's what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And the best part is, you don't have to have it all figured out before you start. You just have to take the first step. Once you do, the next step will reveal itself, and the one after that, and the one after that. Action creates clarity, momentum, and results. It's the key to turning your decision into a reality. So when you make that decision, you're not just choosing a new path, you're choosing a new version of yourself. You're choosing to step into your power, to embrace your potential, and to create a life that excites and fulfills you. You're choosing to no longer be defined by your past or limited by your circumstances. You're choosing to take control of your destiny and to live life on your own terms. And that, my friend, is where true transformation begins. Clarity is power. It's the foundation upon which all meaningful change is built. Without clarity, you're like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly in the sea of life at the mercy of the winds and currents. But when you have clarity, you become the captain of your ship. You know exactly where you're going, and you have a clear plan for how to get there. Clarity gives you direction, focus, and purpose. It allows you to cut through the noise and distractions and to zero in on what truly matters. The first step to gaining clarity is to get honest with yourself about what you really want. This might sound simple, but it's often the hardest part. Many people go through life without ever really asking themselves what they want. They follow the path that's been laid out for them by society, by their family, or by their circumstances, without ever stopping to consider whether it's truly what they desire. But if you want to create a life that excites and fulfills you, you have to start by getting clear on your own vision. What do you want your life to look like? What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? These are big questions, and they require deep reflection. Once you've started to get clear on what you want, the next step is to define it in as much detail as possible. Clarity is not just about having a vague idea of what you want. It's about creating a vivid, detailed picture of your desired future. The more specific you can be, the better. Write it down, draw it, create a vision board. The act of putting your vision into words or images helps to solidify it in your mind and makes it feel more real. Clarity also requires you to identify your core values. Your values are the principles that guide your decisions and actions. They are the things that are most important to you, the things that give your life meaning and purpose. When you're clear on your values, you can make decisions that align with them, which leads to a greater sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Take some time to reflect on what your values are. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Once you've identified your values, use them as a compass to guide your choices and actions. Another important aspect of clarity is understanding your why. Why do you want what you want? What's the deeper reason behind your goals and dreams? Your why is your motivation, your driving force. It's what keeps you going when things get tough. When you're clear on your why, you can tap into a source of energy and determination that will help you overcome any obstacle. So take the time to dig deep and uncover your why. What is it that truly inspires and motivates you? What is it that you're passionate about? When you connect with your why, you'll find that your goals become more meaningful and your efforts more focused. Clarity also involves setting clear, specific goals. Goals give you something to aim for, a target to focus on, but not all goals are created equal. Vague general goals like I want to be successful or I want to be happy don't provide the clarity you need to take action. Instead, you need to set SMART goals, goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, instead of saying, I want to be successful, you might say, I want to increase my income by 20% within the next 6 months by launching a new product line. This kind of goal gives you a clear target to aim for and a roadmap for how to get there. Once you've set your goals, the next step is to create a plan of action. A plan is like a roadmap that guides you from where you are now to where you want to be. It breaks down your goals into smaller, manageable steps, and it helps you stay focused and on track. When you have a clear plan, you know exactly what you need to do each day to move closer to your goals. This reduces overwhelm and makes it easier to take consistent action. So, take the time to create a detailed plan for achieving your goals. What are the key milestones you need to hit along the way? What resources do you need? What potential obstacles might you face and how will you overcome them? The more detailed your plan, the more confident you'll feel in your ability to achieve your goals. Clarity also requires you to prioritize. In a world full of distractions and competing demands, it's easy to get pulled in a million different directions. But when you're clear on your priorities, you can focus your time and energy on the things that matter most. This means saying no to things that don't align with your goals and values, and saying yes to the things that do. It means being intentional about how you spend your time and making sure that your actions are aligned with your vision. When you prioritize effectively, you create a sense of focus and momentum that propels you toward your goals. Another key aspect of clarity is self-awareness. To be clear on what you want, you need to be clear on who you are. This means understanding your strengths, weaknesses, passions, and fears. It means being honest with yourself about where you are now and where you want to go. Self-awareness allows you to make decisions that are in alignment with your true self rather than being influenced by external pressures or expectations. So take the time to reflect on who you are and what you want. What are your strengths and how can you leverage them? What are your weaknesses and how can you address them? What are your passions and how can you incorporate them into your life? The more self-awareness you are, the clearer your vision will become. Clarity also involves letting go of what no longer serves you. This might mean letting go of old beliefs, habits, or relationships that are holding you back. It might mean releasing the fear of failure or the need for approval from others. Letting go can be difficult, but it's necessary if you want to create space for new opportunities and growth. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you create room for new possibilities and experiences that align with your vision. So take an inventory of your life and identify anything that's no longer serving you. Number 5, what beliefs or habits are holding you back? What relationships are draining your energy? What fears are keeping you stuck? Once you've identified these things, take steps to release them and create space for what you truly want. Clarity also requires you to stay focused on the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past, but true clarity comes from being fully present in the here and now. When you're present, you're able to see things more clearly and make better decisions. You're able to fully engage with the task at hand and give it your full attention. So practice mindfulness and presence in your daily life. Take a few moments each day to pause, breathe, and center yourself. When you're fully present, you'll find that your mind becomes clearer and your actions more intentional. Finally, clarity is an ongoing process. It's not something you achieve once and then forget about. Life is constantly changing, and your vision and goals may evolve over time, so it's important to regularly revisit your clarity and make adjustments as needed. Take time each week or month to reflect on your progress and reassess your goals. Are you still clear on what you want? Are your actions aligned with your vision? Do you need to make any changes or adjustments? By regularly checking in with yourself and staying connected to your clarity, you'll be able to navigate life's changes with confidence and purpose. Crush limiting beliefs. These are the invisible chains that hold you back. the silent saboteurs that whisper doubts and fears into your mind, keeping you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity and self-doubt. Limiting beliefs are the stories you tell yourself about what you can't do, what you're not capable of, and why you don't deserve success or happiness. They are the barriers that stand between you and your dreams, and until you confront and dismantle them, they will continue to dictate the course of your life. But here's the truth. Limiting beliefs are not facts. They are not reality. They are simply thoughts that you have the power to change. The first step in crushing limiting beliefs is to identify them. This requires a deep level of self-awareness and honesty. You have to be willing to look within and confront the negative thoughts and beliefs that have been holding you back. What are the stories you've been telling yourself? What are the beliefs that have been shaping your reality? Common limiting beliefs include things like, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve success. I'm too old / young / inexperienced, or I'll never be able to achieve my dreams. These beliefs often stem from past experiences, societal conditioning, or the opinions of others, but they are not inherently true. They are simply interpretations of events, and interpretations can be changed. Once you've identified your limiting beliefs, the next step is to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this belief really true? What evidence do I have to support it? Is there any evidence that contradicts it? Often you'll find that your limiting beliefs are based on assumptions or outdated information rather than objective reality. For example, if you believe that you're not good enough, ask yourself, who decided that? What does good enough even mean? Who gets to define that standard? By questioning your beliefs, you begin to see them for what they really are, just thoughts, not facts. After challenging your limiting beliefs, the next step is to replace them with empowering beliefs. This is where the real transformation happens. Empowering beliefs are positive, affirming thoughts that support your goals and aspirations. They are the beliefs that help you see your potential and take action toward your dreams. For example, instead of believing I'm not good enough, you can replace it with I am capable and deserving of success. Instead of believing I'll never achieve my dreams, you can replace it with I have the power to create the life I want. The key is to choose beliefs that align with your vision and values and that inspire you to take action. Replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones requires repetition and consistency. It's not enough to just say the new belief once or twice. You have to reinforce it over and over again until it becomes your default way of thinking. This can be done through affirmations, visualization, and positive self-talk. Write down your empowering beliefs and read them aloud every day. Visualize yourself living out these beliefs and achieving your goals. Whenever you catch yourself slipping back into old limiting thoughts, consciously replace them with the new empowering ones. Over time, these new beliefs will become ingrained in your subconscious mind, and they will begin to shape your reality. Another powerful way to crush limiting beliefs is to take action in spite of them. Now, often we wait until we feel confident or until we've overcome all our doubts before we take action. But the truth is, confidence comes from action, not the other way around. When you take action, even if you're feeling scared or uncertain, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. Each small step you take builds momentum and reinforces your new empowering beliefs. So don't wait for your limiting beliefs to disappear before you start. Take action now and let your actions speak louder than your doubts. It's also important to surround yourself with people who support and encourage your new beliefs. The people you spend time with have a significant impact on your mindset and beliefs. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity and doubt, it will be much harder to maintain your empowering beliefs. Seek out people who inspire you, who believe in your potential, and who challenge you to grow. Join communities, attend events, and connect with individuals who share your vision and values. When you're surrounded by positivity and support, it becomes easier to stay focused on your new beliefs and to keep moving forward. Another key aspect of crushing limiting beliefs is to reframe failure. Many limiting beliefs are rooted in a fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, fear of looking foolish, fear of not being perfect. But the truth is, failure is not the enemy. Failure is a natural part of the growth process. It's how we learn, how we improve, and how we become stronger. When you reframe failure as a learning opportunity rather than a reflection of your worth, you take away its power to hold you back. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it as a necessary step on the path to success. Each failure brings you one step closer to your goals, as long as you're willing to learn from it and keep going. Self-compassion is another crucial element in crushing limiting beliefs. It's easy to be hard on yourself when you're trying to change deeply ingrained beliefs and behaviors. You might feel frustrated or discouraged if you slip back into old patterns of thinking. But it's important to remember that change is a process and it takes time. Be kind to yourself as you work through your limiting beliefs. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and remind yourself that every step forward is a step in the right direction. When you approach yourself with compassion and understanding, you create a safe space for growth and transformation. Another powerful strategy for crushing limiting beliefs is to focus on your strengths. Often, we get so caught up in our perceived weaknesses and limitations that we forget about our strengths and abilities. But when you shift your focus to what you're good at, you begin to see yourself in a new light. You realize that you have unique talents and skills that can help you achieve your goals. Take some time to reflect on your strengths. What are you naturally good at? What do others compliment you on? What activities bring you joy and fulfillment? When you focus on your strengths, you build confidence and reinforce your empowering beliefs. Visualization is another powerful tool for crushing limiting beliefs. When you visualize yourself succeeding, achieving your goals, and living out your empowering beliefs, you create a mental image of what's possible. This mental image serves as a blueprint for your subconscious mind, helping to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired reality. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself as the person you want to be, doing the things you want to do, and feeling the way you want to feel. The more vivid and detailed your visualization, the more powerful its impact will be. Finally, it's important to remember that crushing limiting beliefs is an ongoing process. It's not something you do once and then forget about. As you grow and evolve, new limiting beliefs may arise and old ones may resurface. The key is to stay vigilant and committed to your growth. Continuously monitor your thoughts and beliefs and be willing to challenge and replace any that no longer serve you. By staying proactive and intentional in your mindset work, you'll be able to maintain your empowering beliefs and continue moving toward your goals. Crushing limiting beliefs is not always easy, but it is always worth it. When you free yourself from the chains of self-doubt and fear, you open up a world of possibilities. You begin to see yourself and your potential in a new light, and you take bold, confident steps toward your dreams. So, don't let your limiting beliefs hold you back any longer. Identify them, challenge them, replace them, and take action. You have the power to create the life you want. It all starts with the beliefs you choose to hold. Take massive action. This is where the rubber meets the road, where dreams are transformed into reality, and where the life you've always wanted begins to take shape. Massive action is not just about doing more, it's about doing what matters most with intention, focus, and relentless determination. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone, pushing past your limits, and taking bold, decisive steps toward your goals. Massive action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and it's the key to creating lasting, meaningful change in your life. The first step in taking massive action is to get clear on what you want. Clarity is the foundation of all effective action. Without a clear vision of what you're working toward, your efforts will be scattered and unfocused, and you'll struggle to make progress. So take the time to define your goals in as much detail as possible. What do you want to achieve? What does success look like for you? What kind of life do you want to create? The more specific and vivid your vision, the easier it will be to take targeted, purposeful action. Once you're clear on your goals, the next step is to create a plan of action. A plan is like a roadmap that guides you from where you are now to where you want to be. It breaks down your goals into smaller, manageable steps and it helps you stay focused and on track. When you have a clear plan, you know exactly what you need to do each day to move closer to your goals. This reduces overwhelm and makes it easier to take consistent action. So, take the time to create a detailed plan for achieving your goals. What are the key milestones you need to hit along the way? What resources do you need? What potential obstacles might you face and how will you overcome them? The more detailed your plan, the more confident you'll feel in your ability to achieve your goals. Another important aspect of taking massive action is to prioritize. In a world full of distractions and competing demands, it's easy to get pulled in a million different directions. But when you're clear on your priorities, you can focus your time and energy on the things that matter most. This means saying no to things that don't align with your goals and values and saying yes to the things that do. It means being intentional about how you spend your time and making sure that your actions are aligned with your vision. When you prioritize effectively, you create a sense of focus and momentum that propels you toward your goals. Taking massive action also requires you to step out of your comfort zone. Growth and progress happen when you push past your limits and challenge yourself to do things that scare you. This might mean taking risks, trying new things, or facing your fears. It might mean putting yourself out there even when you're not sure of the outcome. But here's the thing. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more you expand it. What once seemed impossible becomes possible. And what once seemed scary becomes routine. So don't be afraid to take bold, courageous action. The rewards are worth it. Another key aspect of taking massive action is to embrace failure as part of the process. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone on the path to success. Every failure brings with it valuable lessons and insights that can help you improve and grow. When you take massive action, you will inevitably encounter setbacks and obstacles. But instead of seeing these as reasons to give up, see them as opportunities to learn and become stronger. Embrace a growth mindset, where every challenge is an opportunity to grow and every failure is a chance to improve. When you approach failure with this mindset, it loses its power to hold you back and you become more resilient and determined. Consistency is another crucial element of taking massive action. It's not enough to take bold, decisive action once or twice. You have to keep showing up day after day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is what builds momentum and creates lasting change. It's what turns small, incremental progress into massive results over time. So commit to taking consistent action toward your goals no matter what. Create daily habits and routines that support your vision and stick to them, even when motivation wanes. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Another important aspect of taking massive action is to stay focused on the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past, but true progress happens when you're fully present in the here and now. When you're present, you're able to give your full attention to the task at hand, and you're able to make better decisions and take more effective action. So practice mindfulness and presence in your daily life. Take a few moments each day to pause, breathe, and center yourself. When you're fully present, you'll find that your actions are more intentional and your progress more steady. Taking massive action also requires you to surround yourself with the right people. The people you spend time with have a significant impact on your mindset, your motivation, and your ability to take action. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity and doubt, it will be much harder to stay focused and motivated. Seek out people who inspire you, who believe in your potential, and who challenge you to grow. Join communities, attend events, and connect with individuals who share your vision and values. When you're surrounded by positivity and support, it becomes easier to stay committed to your goals and to take bold, decisive action. Another key aspect of taking massive action is to celebrate your progress along the way. It's easy to get so focused on the end goal that you forget to acknowledge and celebrate the small wins along the way. But celebrating your progress is important because it reinforces your efforts and keeps you motivated. So take the time to celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Acknowledge your hard work and give yourself credit for the progress you've made. When you celebrate your wins, you create a positive feedback loop that fuels your motivation and keeps you moving forward. Finally, taking massive action requires you to stay committed to your vision even when the going gets tough. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, and when the path forward is unclear. But it's in these moments that your commitment is most important. Remember why you started and keep your vision front and center. Remind yourself of the impact you want to make and the life you want to create. When you stay committed to your vision, you tap into a source of inner strength and determination that helps you push through even the toughest challenges. Taking massive action is not always easy, but it is always worth it. When you take bold, decisive steps toward your goals, you create momentum and build confidence. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought, and you begin to see the life you've always wanted take shape. So don't wait for the perfect moment or for everything to be just right. Take action now with intention, focus, and determination. The life you've always wanted is waiting for you, and it's within your reach if you're willing to take massive action to make it happen. Anchor in gratitude. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a practice, a mindset, and a way of life. It's the act of focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, and recognizing the abundance that already exists in your life. When you anchor in gratitude, you shift your perspective from one of scarcity to one of abundance. You begin to see the world through a lens of appreciation and positivity, and this shift has a profound impact on your mindset, your emotions, and your actions. Gratitude is the foundation of a fulfilling and joyful life, and it's a powerful tool for creating lasting change. The first step in anchoring in gratitude is to cultivate awareness. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life, constantly striving for more and focusing on what's next. But when you take the time to slow down and pay attention, you begin to notice the many blessings that surround you. These blessings can be big or small: a beautiful sunrise, a kind word from a friend, a moment of peace and quiet, or the simple fact that you have a roof over your head and food on the table. The key is to become more aware of these moments and to acknowledge them with gratitude. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day to reflect on what you're grateful for. You can do this in the morning, before bed, or any time during the day. The important thing is to make it a regular practice. Another important aspect of anchoring in gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal. Writing down what you're grateful for helps to solidify your feelings of appreciation and makes them more tangible. It also provides a record of the positive things in your life that you can look back on when times get tough. Each day, take a few minutes to write down 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. They can be specific events, people, experiences, or even qualities about yourself. The act of writing them down helps to reinforce your gratitude and makes it more likely that you'll notice and appreciate similar things in the future. Over time, your gratitude journal becomes a treasure trove of positive memories and reminders of the abundance in your life. Gratitude also involves expressing appreciation to others. When you take the time to thank the people in your life, whether it's a family member, friend, colleague, or even a stranger, you not only strengthen your relationships, but also deepen your own sense of gratitude. Expressing gratitude to others can be as simple as saying thank you, or as meaningful as writing a heartfelt note. The key is to be genuine and specific in your appreciation. Let the person know exactly what you're grateful for and how their actions have impacted you. When you express gratitude to others, you create a ripple effect of positivity that benefits everyone involved. Another powerful way to anchor in gratitude is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment. When you're mindful, you're able to fully experience and appreciate the present moment rather than getting caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Mindfulness and gratitude go hand in hand because when you're fully present, you're more likely to notice and appreciate the small everyday blessings that often go unnoticed. You can practice mindfulness through meditation, deep breathing, or simply by paying attention to your surroundings and your senses. The more mindful you become, the more opportunities you'll have to experience and express gratitude. Gratitude also involves shifting your focus from what's wrong to what's right. It's easy to get caught up in negativity and to focus on the things that aren't going well in your life. But when you make a conscious effort to focus on the positive, you begin to see that there's always something to be grateful for, even in the midst of challenges. This doesn't mean ignoring or denying your problems. It simply means choosing to focus on the good even when things are tough. When you shift your focus in this way, you create a more positive and optimistic mindset, which helps you to navigate life's ups and downs with greater resilience and grace. Another important aspect of anchoring in gratitude is to practice self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself, especially when you're striving for big goals or facing challenges. But when you approach yourself with kindness and compassion, you create a sense of inner peace and acceptance that makes it easier to experience gratitude. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. It means acknowledging your imperfections and mistakes without judgment and recognizing that you're doing the best you can. When you practice self-compassion, you create a foundation of self-love and acceptance that makes it easier to appreciate and be grateful for the good things in your life. Gratitude also involves recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. When you take the time to reflect on the many people, events, and circumstances that have contributed to your life, you begin to see that you're not alone. You're part of a larger web of relationships and experiences. And each person and event has played a role in shaping who you are. This sense of interconnectedness can deepen your gratitude and help you to feel more connected to the world around you. Take the time to reflect on the people who have supported you, the opportunities that have come your way, and the experiences that have shaped you. When you recognize the interconnectedness of all things, you develop a deeper sense of gratitude for the abundance in your life. Another powerful way to anchor in gratitude is to practice giving back. When you give your time, energy, or resources to others, you create a sense of purpose and fulfillment that enhances your own sense of gratitude. Giving back can take many forms: volunteering, donating to a cause you care about, or simply offering a helping hand to someone in need. When you give back, you not only make a positive impact on others, but also deepen your own sense of gratitude for what you have. The act of giving reminds you of the abundance in your life and helps you to appreciate the many blessings you've received. Gratitude also involves embracing the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. But true gratitude can only be experienced in the present moment. When you fully embrace the here and now, you're able to appreciate the beauty and richness of life as it unfolds. This doesn't mean ignoring the past or the future. It simply means choosing to focus on the present moment and to find joy and gratitude in it. When you embrace the present moment, you create a sense of peace and contentment that makes it easier to experience and express gratitude. Finally, anchoring in gratitude requires you to make it a daily practice. Gratitude is not something you do once and then forget about. It's a way of life. The more you practice gratitude, the more natural it becomes and the more it transforms your mindset and your life. Make gratitude a part of your daily routine, whether it's through journaling, mindfulness, expressing appreciation to others, or simply taking a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. When you make gratitude a daily practice, you create a positive feedback loop that enhances your overall well-being and helps you to live a more fulfilling and joyful life. Anchoring in gratitude is a powerful way to shift your mindset, enhance your well-being, and create lasting change in your life. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you create a sense of abundance and positivity that permeates every aspect of your life. You become more resilient, more optimistic, and more connected to the world around you. So, take the time to cultivate gratitude in your life. Practice awareness. Keep a gratitude journal. Express appreciation to others, and embrace the present moment. When you anchor in gratitude, you create a foundation of positivity and abundance that supports you in achieving your goals and living the life you've always wanted. Embrace the power of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to change, and keep moving forward no matter what life throws at you. It's the inner strength that allows you to face challenges head-on, learn from failure, and emerge stronger and wiser. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about navigating them with courage, determination, and a growth mindset. When you embrace resilience, you unlock the power to overcome obstacles, achieve your goals, and thrive in the face of adversity. It's the secret weapon that turns setbacks into stepping stones and transforms challenges into opportunities for growth. Resilience begins with mindset. It's about how you perceive and respond to the challenges and setbacks you encounter in life. A resilient mindset is one that sees obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth and learning. It's a mindset that understands that failure is not the end, but rather a necessary part of the journey toward success. When you adopt a resilient mindset, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as a proactive creator of your own destiny. You recognize that while you can't always control what happens to you, you can always control how you respond. This shift in perspective is the foundation of resilience, and it's what allows you to keep going even when the going gets tough. One of the key components of resilience is emotional regulation. Life is full of ups and downs, and it's natural to experience a wide range of emotions in response to the challenges you face. But resilience is about managing those emotions in a healthy and productive way. It's about allowing yourself to feel your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. When you're resilient, you don't suppress or ignore your feelings. Instead, you acknowledge them, process them, and then move forward. This might involve practices like mindfulness, meditation, or journaling, which can help you stay grounded and centered even in the midst of chaos. By developing emotional regulation skills, you build the inner strength and stability needed to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. Another important aspect of resilience is adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how well you plan, things don't always go as expected. Resilience is about being flexible and open to change, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. It's about being willing to pivot and adjust your approach when circumstances demand it. Adaptability requires a willingness to let go of rigid expectations and embrace uncertainty. It's about being resourceful and creative and finding solutions to problems, even when the path forward isn't clear. When you cultivate adaptability, you become more agile and responsive, able to navigate change with confidence and ease. Resilience also involves a strong sense of purpose. When you have a clear sense of why you're doing what you're doing, it's easier to stay motivated and focused, even in the face of adversity. Your purpose acts as a guiding light, helping you stay aligned with your values and priorities, even when the road ahead is rocky. It's what gives you the strength to keep going when things get tough, because you know that what you're working toward is meaningful and important. To cultivate a sense of purpose, take the time to reflect on your values, passions, and long-term goals. What matters most to you? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? When you're clear on your purpose, you can draw on it as a source of strength and inspiration during challenging times. Another key component of resilience is self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned, but resilience requires kindness and understanding toward yourself. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same care and empathy that you would offer to a friend. It means acknowledging your mistakes and failures without judgment and recognizing that they're a natural part of the human experience. When you practice self-compassion, you create a safe and supportive inner environment that allows you to learn and grow from your experiences rather than being paralyzed by self-criticism. Self-compassion also helps you maintain a healthy perspective, reminding you that setbacks are temporary and that you have the strength to overcome them. Resilience is also built through connection and support. No one can go through life's challenges alone, and having a strong support network is essential for building resilience. This might include family, friends, mentors, or a community of like-minded individuals who can offer encouragement, advice, and a listening ear when you need it. Connection provides a sense of belonging and reminds you that you're not alone in your struggles. It also offers opportunities for collaboration and shared problem solving, which can make challenges feel more manageable. To build resilience, prioritize nurturing your relationships and seek out opportunities to connect with others who share your values and goals. Remember, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and resourcefulness. Another important aspect of resilience is perseverance. Resilience is not about never falling down. It's about getting back up every time you do. Perseverance is the determination to keep going even when the path is difficult or the outcome is uncertain. It's about staying committed to your goals and values even in the face of setbacks and obstacles. Perseverance requires a combination of grit, patience, and faith in yourself and your ability to overcome challenges. It's about taking things one step at a time, even when the finish line feels far away. When you cultivate perseverance, you develop the stamina and tenacity needed to achieve your goals, no matter how long it takes. Resilience also involves learning from failure. Failure is an inevitable part of life, but it's also one of the most powerful teachers. When you're resilient, you view failure not as a reflection of your worth, but as an opportunity to learn and grow. You take the time to reflect on what went wrong, what you can do differently next time, and what lessons you can take away from the experience. This growth mindset allows you to turn setbacks into stepping stones, using them as fuel for future success. By embracing failure as a natural and valuable part of the journey, you build the resilience needed to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fall. Another key component of resilience is optimism. Optimism is the belief that things will work out in the end, even if the path is difficult. It's about maintaining a positive outlook and focusing on the possibilities rather than the obstacles. Optimism doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It means choosing to focus on what you can control and looking for the silver lining in every situation. When you cultivate optimism, you create a sense of hope and possibility that fuels your resilience and keeps you motivated even in the face of adversity. Optimism also helps you maintain a sense of perspective, reminding you that challenges are temporary and that better days are ahead. Resilience is also built through self-care. Taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being is essential for maintaining the strength and energy needed to navigate life's challenges. This might involve practices like regular exercise, healthy eating, adequate sleep, and stress management techniques. Self-care also includes setting boundaries and making time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation. When you prioritize self-care, you create a strong foundation of health and well-being that supports your resilience and helps you stay grounded and focused, even in the midst of chaos. Another important aspect of resilience is problem-solving skills. Resilience is not just about enduring challenges. It's about actively working to overcome them. This requires the ability to think critically, creatively, and strategically about how to address the problems you face. Problem-solving skills involve breaking down challenges into manageable steps, brainstorming potential solutions. When you develop strong problem-solving skills, you become more confident and capable in your ability to navigate challenges and find a way forward. This sense of agency and empowerment is a key component of resilience. Resilience also involves a sense of humor. Laughter and levity can be powerful tools for coping with stress and adversity. When you're able to find humor in difficult situations, it helps to lighten the emotional load and put things in perspective. Humor also fosters a sense of connection and camaraderie, which can be especially important during challenging times. While it's important to take your goals and challenges seriously, it's equally important to not take yourself too seriously. Cultivating a sense of humor allows you to approach life's ups and downs with a lighter heart and a more resilient spirit. Finally, resilience is about embracing the journey. Life is not a straight path. It's a winding road full of twists, turns, and unexpected detours. Resilience is about embracing the unpredictability of life and finding meaning and growth in every experience, whether good or bad. It's about recognizing that the challenges you face are not just obstacles to be overcome, but opportunities to learn, grow, and become the best version of yourself. When you embrace the journey, you develop a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the richness and complexity of life, and you build the resilience needed to thrive in the face of whatever comes your way. In conclusion, resilience is a multifaceted and dynamic quality that involves mindset, emotional regulation, adaptability, purpose, self-compassion, connection, perseverance, learning from failure, optimism, self-care, problem-solving skills, humor, and embracing the journey. It's not something you're born with. It's something you cultivate through practice and intention. When you embrace the power of resilience, you unlock the ability to navigate life's challenges with courage, grace, and determination. You become stronger, wiser, and more capable of achieving your goals and living a fulfilling and meaningful life. So no matter what challenges you face, remember that you have the power to bounce back, adapt, and thrive. Resilience is not just about surviving, it's about thriving, and it's within your reach if you're willing to embrace it.